How to use custom instructions in Visual Studio Code for multiple AI agents. In this short how-to, we're going to be looking at how you can use custom instructions for multiple AI agents in Visual Studio Code. In this case, it's going to be GitHub Copilot, which is already part of the Visual Studio Code. Then you've got Claude and Gemini, which are two other very popular AI assistants. So, what are custom instructions? Custom instructions inform your AI tools or your AI assistants about the project, the preferences, and the coding standards that you're using. The tools use this context automatically in every response. This saves time and avoids repetition. It means that these custom instructions are always loaded into your context window. Custom instructions produce consistent and relevant AI responses. They ensure every tool you use understands the project from the start. So let's look at some of the basic setup. Custom instructions in Visual Studio Code are kept inside the .github folder. So here's my folder structure here now, and there I've got a .github. And inside there, you would have your custom instructions, which for Visual Studio Code should be saved as Copilot instructions.md. I've displayed it for you there again. So that's where your custom instructions go. Pretty straightforward. Furthermore, you also have what are known as scoped instructions. These go inside your .github folder, inside a subfolder known as instructions. And notice inside there, I've got php.instructions.md, writing.instructions.md. I could have python.instructions.md and so on. Any of the languages that you are working with would go inside there. And they are known as scoped. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's go over these two types. So, you first of all got the always on instructions. The always on instructions are your Copilot.md. The moment you give your AI assistant a work to do, and in this case, the default AI assistant in Visual Studio Code is GitHub Copilot. That's your AI assistant, and it would load up any of the large language models that you want to work with. By that, I mean when you come into your GitHub Copilot down here, notice I can select any of my large language models, and how many you have here will depend on what package you've signed up for. Okay. So they will all, so anything you choose from within GitHub Copilot will be able to follow the instructions in the GitHub instructions, as well as those that are inside your .github instructions folder. So like the writing instructions that I referred to. These are scope loaded. So for the first one, the GitHub Copilot, that will be loaded into memory. So it's always on, it's always there. Anytime you send a prompt, it goes along with it. But the ones that are inside the GitHub instructions folder will only be scope loaded. In other words, it's only when they are needed. And the way that is done in a very clever way, if you take a look at it, here's my instructions. If I go into the PHP, for example, at the top here, I've got some header matter. So the description, the applied to, and the name, that's loaded immediately. So the AI assistant will know what information is there. So if it now ever has to do anything with a PHP file, it will now come and load the rest. So that's where they're called scoped. They're only loaded when required. That's very good because it means that it saves your context window from loading loads of information that it might not necessarily need. So that is why they have done it like that, and it is very handy indeed. But here's where the problem might come. So here's where the problem might come. When you come to scoped instructions, they only work in Visual Studio Code. Now, another thing that has become almost standard for AI assistants is the AGENTS.md. And you would notice I've got an AGENTS.md here. And an AGENTS.md contains the same kind of instructions you would have in Copilot instructions, but it can be read by other AI assistants. So here's the first quick workaround that I'd like to introduce you to. It's called the DRY principle. Don't repeat yourself. As you can see, what I have done here is inside my GitHub, where I've got my Copilot instructions, I'm simply pointing it to the AGENTS.md. So go there to get your instructions, okay? And so that means I don't have to duplicate myself. And inside my AGENTS.md, which is here, you can see I've got all the information there for it, but not the scoped instructions. That's where you have to start getting clever. So what happens in that case is when I come down to, and sorry for all this movement, when I come down to setting up for Claude and Gemini, so the setup as it is, the basic setup I've given you now would work for if you're just using Visual Studio Code with GitHub Copilot. Simply have this folder, .github, and inside there goes your custom instructions. So that is sitting directly inside GitHub. And then inside there, you've got an instructions folder, and that's where you put your scoped messages. So anytime it wants to work on those files, it would load those. That's fine. Now, in order to now make this more efficient so that you're not clogging up your context window, and remember the context window is everything that gets served to the AI assistant when you run a prompt. So it's not just your prompt, it's also the custom instructions and any other instructions that the AI agent has to use. And if you put too much into the context window, it will confuse it. Too little, it won't be able to do its work well. Okay, so the workaround here is if you're now using other tools like Gemini or Claude, what you do is you direct those because they take their custom instructions from their own files. So here, Claude will take it from a CLAUDE.md sitting in the root folder. There it is. Gemini will take it from a GEMINI.md sitting in the root folder. There it is. The convention is to write those in uppercase. And notice what I've done here. They've both got the same. I am pointing them to AGENTS.md. So AGENTS.md becomes the main source of information. And then in addition to that, the scoped messages that are inside the .github instructions folder, I put them inside the individual folders for the Gemini and for the CLAUDE.md. So that's what I had on writing. There it is there. I give it an idea of what this is about. And then I tell it to go there to read those instructions. And I do exactly the same for the Gemini. Now, admittedly, that's a little bit more work because it means that anytime you add a new instruction to your .github/instructions, you have to make sure you reference it inside the individual files for these two. But it's well worth it because it will save your context window. Okay. Let me come back into this file now. And let's come and do an example on this. So here I have got a prompt that I am going to run. I'm just going to run this once. I could run it on all of the programming languages. So here's my test prompt. I'm going to copy this. And let's come and run it. Now, we know that if I went into here and I pasted this test prompt into here and I asked it to go off and run that, because I am using GitHub Copilot, anytime you select that chat there, you're using GitHub Copilot. So it doesn't matter what module you select here, they will all see your custom instructions inside your .github folder. So that should carry that out nice and easy. So here I'm using Sonnet. Let's just give it a go. Off you go and produce that for me. And you can see already it's read my PHP instruction files because it's scoped. And if it follows my instruction files correctly, this file should end up inside my work area because I've told it anytime you're doing a test file for me on the odd one file, put it inside the work area. There it is. It's now told me that it's finished it, it's created it. And let me just do keep on that so I can keep it. And by the way, if you find this place a bit too small, you can click on this little icon here and it opens it up to make it much larger so you can see everything that it's done here. And it's told you that, and that's where it has put the file for me. And let's see, and you can see that file is inside my work area. Very good indeed. So let's just minimize that and let's come into my work area, and there is the file that is just created. And there we are. Now, if I were to run this same prompt, and let's see if I can quickly do that for you. So I am going to, let's come out of here now. Let's close that one down and let's come back into let's close this one down too. And I'm going to now come, so I'm going to open up Claude Code because I already have Claude Code installed. So now I am not using GitHub Copilot, I'm using Claude Code. And there are many reasons why you might want to have Claude Code in addition to GitHub Copilot, because Claude Code can also do things online and with Coworker. So it's got other abilities outside of programming. Mostly GitHub Copilot is for programming. So inside Claude Code now, I'm going to put in the same script, but I'm going to change this. Let's change this to users. Let's put an S here, and I'm going to call this get users by ID. Okay, so that's the users with an S, and let's run that. And that should go off and do a slightly similar thing. Now I can see straight away it is using the same page, so it is going to overwrite what I have got there already. Yeah, I should have changed that name completely, not to worry. So, but you can see, okay, yes, let's do yes to that, and it has finished crafting its work. Okay, has been renamed. All that has been done, fine. So let me just close this down and let's go back into this page again. And there you are, and you can see it's done quite a similar thing in its code. So that is how you can very nice and neatly set up your custom instructions for various AI agents in Visual Studio Code. Just as a quick recap, AGENTS.md here is most important. All the individual markdown files, instruction files for individual AI assistants, so both your Claude, your Gemini, your Copilot's instructions, or whatever one you're using, point them all to AGENTS.md. AI assistants can read Markdown very well. Just point them there. And for the scoped ones, you're going to have to include that inside these files. It's not a problem. They do have large context windows, so they can handle that very well. All I would ask you to do is make sure that you are on at least, notice what I'm going to do here. I'm going to view, I'm going to help, and I'm going to about. Make sure you're at least on Visual Studio Code version 1.114.0. By the time you look at this, I'm sure that would have been updated. So if you're on anything less than that, please go in and update it. I'm doing this in April 2026. So this is quite a recent version, but another one might have come out by the time you look at this. The reason why I state that is because you don't have to change anything in the settings. A lot of these things before were in preview. Now they have been embraced completely by Visual Studio Code, so you don't have to change any settings. That's why I haven't gone near any settings. So that's it. Thank you very much. I'll leave these references for you in the description, and please like and subscribe, and we'll do another video later. Thank you very much.